Hello, 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 hello. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing? Good morning, Sterling. Thank you for putting in the news. Thank you so much. Feds Moran, looking for about 1.5 points of cuts. Would that take us like down to two? Two to two and a quarter? Wow. Why didn't he just go to zero again? So, good morning, Royal Palms. Good morning, Zello. Good morning, OD Greens. Greetings and salutations. Oh boy, that's from an old movie. Well, oh boy, what movie was that? Was that from Heather's? Was that from Heather's? Patrick, good morning to you. Boy, that's an old one. What else do we have? Uh Coinbase upgrade to a buy. There you go. Basent urges more Fed rate cuts. Let's just go to zero. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Good morning, David Atkins. Uh, we got some volatility still in the metals. You're going to see some volatility. At some point, you're going to see vertical down. Whether it happens yet, don't know. But that's when you get these kind of patterns. They play out, and you get volatility before they end. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Yogi. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Heinrich. Good morning, Holy Holy. Good morning to everyone. So we had some data out this morning. No, I mean we had initial claims bouncing a little, moving a little lower than consensus, but higher than previous. But nothing. There's no there's no major cracks in initial jobless claims. Continuing jobless claims back above 1900. Consensus was 19, so a little up there, but continuing to rise back up. That's been the more troubling one, but it still has not spiked yet. Used car prices year over year up 0.4%. What else? We don't have much going on. Remember, tomorrow's non-farm payroll. Tomorrow, non-farm payroll before the live stream. Good morning, Jake. So that's the one to pay attention to tomorrow morning. S&P 500. You got a big rotation into industrials and defense. Uh, so especially, we're going to increase our military spending budget to 1.5 trillion. So we'll see about that. Google's up, other mega cap, Amazon's up, but the other mega caps are down except for an Nvidia. So sort of mixed. Palantir, Planters Peanuts bouncing there. Costco back above 900. Ooh, wow, that shocked me. Groups, you have industrials, which we just saw, comm services, mainly due to Google. Basic materials due to more metal pullback. Everything else is sort of mixed in the middle. Good morning, Anissa. Good morning, Eric. Hello, Charles. Welcome all. Fed Watch. I didn't refresh this. Let me see because we have the what Besant and Moran comments. So, now we're up to it's actually going up on their comments of the pause. Boy, if you want to, so that's not what the market believes. So 1.5, it has two cuts priced in for all year. It has two cuts priced in through 2027. But you want to drop it with four cuts, one, two, three, four, or six cuts, five, six. Yeah, that would take it up. Wow. Oh boy, that would juice things, wouldn't it? Let's see though. I bet you that we'd see a big spike in the 10 twos. Fear and greed. Now, come on. This model used to be a lot better, but it's been really getting screwy. I don't know if they tweaked it. Good morning, Balaji. I don't know if they tweaked it, but all right. Market momentum. Maybe we could go to neutral price, stock price strength. This is fear mode. I'd put that at least in neutral. Oh, breadth. Maybe you could go to fear. Put call options. Hold on. If this is extreme fear, what was this? What was this? This is extreme fear. This little blip? Extreme fear? No. No, no. No, no, no. Safe haven demand. This is fear. This is fear on safe. Then what was this? See, all right. So, all right. I'm thinking they. I don't know what they did to their model. 40-67 on Schiller PE. But come on, that put call ratio is whatever. You're caught. Your protest. You better protest. You better protest more. Holy, holy. Be careful what you ask for, Jake. I think you're going to get your change coming up soon. You're going to get your change, Jake. Jake's tired of the diagonal market, ready for a change. So, do you want the change up or the change down? Let's see. We had Constellation Brands yesterday. I took a look at that one. It was a beat. That one's not on my radars, even though it's got close at 87.5, pretty much nearly hit that. It's still a little expensive and not a great dividend yield. That one's not on my radar screen, my short-term radar screen yet. This morning, I didn't look at anything. I didn't see anything that I need to look at. After the close, well, we got WD-40, lube the market up, and Tilray, lube the people up. So, Friday, nothing. Nothing. Remember, next week starts kicking it off. So, what else we have? Heather's movie reference on the greeting. Nice. I had to search a little. I am getting. It was that 1989. Greetings and salutations. Oh boy. Cartwheels for me when this bubble finally unwinds. There will be cartwheels. There will be cartwheels. Protest, yes. You got to protest harder. Yeah, Tilray, there you go. Yay, Tilray. Good morning, Ted. How are you? I really appreciate everybody tuning in. I really do. Yeah, this is a great way to start the morning, even if on days that I'm tired and don't feel like doing it. People showing up and saying good morning just makes it that much better. So what are we looking at? I mean, this. Oh, we're definitely in fear mode. Come on, look at this drop. There's blood in the streets. There's blood in the streets, Jake. Come on, this is blood in the streets. Look, we might even pull back 2 days. Oh, well, look that. Well, then what was this? This 3-day pullback? Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know what to say. So, keeping pretty much with the same levels of yesterday, we pulled back. We had 69.35 yesterday. Have not modified the levels at all. What am I watching going in the open? 69.59. 69.59 into the open. Right in this area. Okay? That's what I'm watching into the open. Do we have a good bottoming pattern yet? No. I mean, we don't have like a double bottom. We don't have a 4-hour percent B buy. We did have one, but it came up there and it did not close above it. So yesterday we did get the 4-hour percent B buys triggering and then coming up. Oops, I did not update my harmonic pullback level. Coming up, remember we had that 7,005 area. 7,000, 7,005 spiking there and then pulling back. So we've ticked off. We've ticked off the 7K. Does that mean it has to change? No, it doesn't. We're back in the rotation zone. We are waning momentum on this little push higher. This is running out of upside steam. But let's see what tomorrow brings. Also, do we get the tariff ruling tomorrow? We could see, besides non-farm payrolls, we got Michigan sentiment, but the most important thing, we could get the tariff ruling. Did you notice that drop occurred right after Trump started picking winners and losers? I found that interesting. Can we not have the government in the stock market, please? Please. What's the old joke? No one goes to Costco anymore because the lines are too long. I didn't. I've never heard that joke. That's actually sort of funny. How does Denmark and Elliott look right now? Oh boy. Make Greenland great again. Oh boy. Oh boy. No comments from me. I'm a libertarian. Limited government all around. Let's limit the government. Let's get them out of everything. You know, that's what's fascinating. I just want limited government because government tends to screw things up on both sides. On any side. But both sides thinks their government's going to fix it. We should have government. My side's going to fix it. Well, let's see here. Let's make the government smaller. Let's get it out of everything. Let's have the government stop picking winners and losers and bailing things out. That's enough for that today. So if we break down 69.35 is very key. If we break down, then I'm watching closer to 69.10, 6,900 to 69.10, and I'll be watching 69.10 on a closing basis. 77% poly market. Supreme Court rules against tariffs. I think they will rule against tariffs. Now the thing. Oh, Denmark sells. Yes, Denmark. I misread it. Thank you, Jake. Yes, there are. We're really close to some more Denmark cells. They might be fully formed by tomorrow morning. Okay, we're really close to some upside Denmark sell signals. Well, maybe it's sell Denmark too. Or maybe Denmark is going to sell Greenland. And we could get a Denmark. What if we had a Denmark sell signal on Greenland? Huh? Then what does that mean? What does that mean? Thank you for fixing my misread. NASDAQ, same thing. Gonna be watching this 25,820. Let's bump this hair. About 25,830. 825 to 830, somewhere in there is a little breakout. Coming back down to 25,670. We did trigger the percent B buy I was asked about yesterday, where I don't even remember where that was. It was here, right here. It did follow through. It did follow through. Coming up to that key area I was watching yesterday and then reversing, spiking above it a little bit, but then reversing, catching on the rotation zone. If we do break below 25,670, we'll be looking at closer to 25,580, 585. If we do drop below the rotation zone, the major support is 25,386. That joke's a variation on the old Yogi Berra restaurant joke. This place is so busy that nobody goes there anymore. Bringing up Yogi Berra. I love this live stream. Thank you for tuning in. That's it. If we do watch, this is going to be really key. Price keeps. Let me go to a March contract. You see all this price rejection. It still can't get above the early December high area, even on these spikes. If it does blow through this 2650 area, and I'm not saying it's going to because it's been rejected, but that's set an alert there. Because if we get some momentum through there, maybe who knows what the market's going to do with the rulings. Market might celebrate the rule, if the tariff ruling. Who knows? But that's what I'm paying attention to for the NASDAQ. That's really, really friggin' key. The Dow hit the harmonic, and then reversed yesterday, coming back to the daily rotation zone. Gonna be looking at this 49,250. If we do bounce, right now on the open, this 49,050 is key. If we start breaking down from there, you don't have much support. And the next major support is 48,673. So if we broke below there, I'd have to get a reversal pattern somewhere in this candle before I'd start getting bullish. But right now I'm watching 49,050. Russell, nothing changed with these levels. 25.74. Tested yesterday. Tested overnight. 25.74 is key. If we do break below, you got some minor at 25.68, and then this is the flagging pattern we had that it broke out of. So the two key levels are about 25.68 and then closer to 25.55. If the pullback continues, you see here 25. This area right in here, though, I'd keep an eye on with the daily rotation zone. The VIX, little bump up, little bump up. So here's the 1 day. Here's the 1 day. When I was saying 7 day yesterday, I'm sorry guys. Some people are asking me, what's the 7 day VIX? Now I meant the 1 day. I misspoke yesterday. I gotta clarify when I misspeak. I was talking about this 1 day. I just had a brain fart because I was thinking that that 7 level, and then I translated into 7 day. But so I put it on the chart so I wouldn't make the mistake. But keep an eye. This is what I was looking for. It's still relatively low. We could still, if we don't see it on Friday, I'm thinking this is normally a period of rising volatility in January and February. Volatility hedges are in order, especially with markets at all-time highs, from my perspective. The DAX coming up close to the next harmonic, pausing here. The DAX insanely overdone. Would not be chasing it here. The thing I'm watching is the 4-hour rotation zone. If we start breaking down the close below the 4-hour rotation zone, I'm going to start watching for the pullback, at least to the daily rotation zone. Very overextended from there. Yields still caught, bouncing back and forth like a little ping pong ball. Right here. But nothing to invalidate the pattern. It can do this for forever because the pattern's been triggered. There's no count now that's going to invalidate the pattern. Here's your 30-year bouncing up off the rotation zone. Again, let's see how it reacts if it makes it up to this 4.887, 4.88 area. Crude, we do have a little mini 4-hour double bottom that's now, actually, since the live stream started, it's been confirmed but not triggered. That could be for a bounce play only, and this is like crude. But it has not triggered. Again, that's not for a huge play because, look, that takes us back to the key target area. It may not trigger, but that's what I'm keeping an eye on, and that's a scalpy trade. Natty gas. That's why you got to pay attention to higher time frame rotation zones. Triggered the little mini double we talked about to the first target. Look where that first target was. Right at the daily rotation zone. That's why when you're going into the daily rotation zone, you have to be nimble. So this one's, it's close to technically being over. That's where I talk. I was asked on the Futures Edge live stream what I do at the first target. Well, when the first target's right at a daily rotation zone, I take some off because you get the reactions. Gold, based off the CNN thing, this would be an extreme fear. Going to be looking cycles at the top. If the only thing that'll make me sit up and take notice if we close back below the daily rotation zone, we do have the potential double top in play. Other than that, going to be watching for another potential buy setup. There isn't one yet for me. Maybe you can watch the 4-hour. You could technically watch if this bar closes and you want to be aggressive. There might be a 4-hour % beat buy. I'd definitely be raising a stop or taking some off the table though if we hit 44. If we do set up a % beat buy and then trigger it, I'd really be at least raising a stop, if not taking something off at 44.75. Silver in crisis mode. Lots of volatility in silver. Down nearly 5%. But again, the bigger thing is if we trigger this double top. Other than that, yeah, we could set up again. These are be aggressive % beat buys. This would be a long way out from triggering, but if you're trying to be aggressive, just pay attention to that 4-hour rotation zone that's now crossed against silver. But the major issue would be if we close below 69.25. Copper also pulling back. Going to be watching closer to the bottom of the daily rotation zone. Dollar index yesterday triggered the double bottom pattern. Triggered it yesterday, following through today. Back above the 200, so I'm real interested to see where today closes. But yesterday closed above the 50, and we're following through today. 98.80. By the way, the 80s and the 20s are real key. So the technical, the first target is 98.82. I make mine 98.80. For currencies, the 80s, I should say the 80s and the 20s are very key for the first two of the decimal point. What else do we have? Bitcoin, no buy pattern yet. We've now dropped below the prior key level. Being patient, we pulled back in the rotation zone, and there's no buying pattern yet. There's not even, there was a potential percent B buy, did not trigger, and we just keep dropping. And the rotation zone is now crossed negative, and there's no pattern. So remember, I was looking for this. We did not break out, so I was watching pull back to rotation zone and the key support level. We're now dropping back below it without a buy setup. So unless we get a strong one and we start bouncing back above 90,400, not interested. It is not panned out yet. So it looks like it could stay in consolidation and possibly be a false breakout. Spiders came up to the 693.71 harmonic and reversed yesterday. Gap down today. 686.66. So for any rally, it would be to gap fill 689.58. Support level I'm watching here is about 687.50. We're at 688.75. I got too much stuff. Major support is, or more significant support, then there's still a gap fill to an open left behind to Friday the 2nd, and a gap fill to the close also that same day if we get a bigger sell-off over the next few days. To the upside now, the next minor harmonic is 694.56 and then 697.96. These are done. Qs, we have the gap down also in the Qs, so it would be 624.02. Yesterday's opening price was 623.04, right where we're opening today, looking at. So if we start taking out yesterday's low, we're right at the gap. The open yesterday, I should not say gap because it was not it was a slight gap down from the close, but not a gap up. Key thing I'm watching on any pullback is 621. What else? Let me catch up on comments. Let me see. Expects U.S. Federal Reserve to cut rates twice. Well, yeah, that's in line with what the FedWatch tool think. I thought the percent B and shorted at the top was a good day. I caught the percent. Okay, good. Well, that was a good day, Legion Reaver. Congratulations. Yeah, DAX has silently been on a tear. I wanted to check my percent B sell signal. XLF triggered on my daily chart. Which levels are you using? Yes, this would be based off of how high did this get? What levels are you using though? Type them in, holy. Which levels are you using? The 1.5 or the 1.25 or just the 1? Let me know. My setting, that is. Put in your settings so we can verify it. And then I'll come back to XLF. Could we look at ONDS and Amazon? ONDS. You can look at it. Or we can look at it. Let's see. I'm just curious to see where the harmonics are. 1321. Oh, gap up opening. 1339 is the next key thing above there. Let's see. What? I'm trying to. Was this initially a SPAC or something? There's pretty major resistance up here. Pay attention to this level. Pay attention to this $13 to $14 level. There is some massive resistance up there prior. So that's going to be very key, and it is overextended. But is there a sell setup? No. Just watch this weekly chart. Watch the weekly rotation zone because key support is back at this 10 area if it does drop. And on the daily, it's about 11. So 10 to 11 is your key support level if this peters out. Other than that, there's no sell signal with this gap up today. You're using 125. Let me just look at Amazon, then we'll. Amazon. Breaking above resistance again. Breaking back above there. Trying to break out here. By the way, this is still technically there. This is still technically a potential double, but we won't focus on it today. The key area I'd still be looking at is this prior harmonic and the reverse highs. This is breaking out from a little base. So 252, 253 would be key. Then 260, 281 to 263. The key thing, I'd be looking in the short term. If it does reverse and closes back below about 233, you probably have a false breakout. But other than that, it's still in a slight bullish. Now let me get back to XLF. So was this a sell signal? Let's go in and modify it. 1.25. I just keep it on mine on one here for, so yes, this was above. Let's see, what was this high? Hold on. The 1.25 was above the 1. So yeah, that was a complete valid sell or take. I don't necessarily use this as a sell. I use it more as a take profit until the rotation zone's out of the way, by the way. But yes, that was valid. What else do we have? Google, yes. We are long. By the way, Google in the unfiltered investor. We've been long it for any of the people who subscribed there. And it's already hit the first and now second profit target. Does that mean it has to be over? No. There's a third profit target, and that does not mean you have to even close out the position. But Google gapping up and take to new all-time highs and then reversing. You're welcome. So yeah, what are your upside levels from here? Cluster at 336 to 337. Minor is 333, which from a long position would at least be another stop raise for me. 336 to 337 is another key harmonic. The double is not invalidated until you get above, what is that level? Until you get above 337.01, this potential double top is still in play. So this key harmonic to 336 to 337 is key if it continues higher. All right, Jake. That's where we sit. That's where we sit. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Still trading. Still trading this 69.59 area. That's what's key. By the way, if we do break out of there, it's definitely a stop raise at 69.69. 69.70 is a key area for at least a stop raise if we do, but we have not broken out above that yet. You are welcome, Jake. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. Hope everyone has a wonderful trading day. Don't sleep in tomorrow. And don't fall asleep tomorrow because we could get some volatility tomorrow. We start off with non-farm payrolls. Let's see how that sets up. With that, I shall see everyone then. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.